Hi guys, Angry Monkey here. I'm starting up a new game. Okay, so I watched about the first hour of the Game Grumps play this, and I thought, okay, if this game's going to be as messed up and disturbing as it might be, I figure probably the best way to do this is to stop watching and start playing it for myself. Um, so this is the first time on my channel since Castle Crashers that I am going into a game completely blind. I have no idea what this game is going to entail. But as you can see, this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. I kind of, unfortunately, spoilers have spoiled a few things. I don't really know what happens, but apparently this game is not as cute and innocent as it appears to be. Also, I'm going to have to figure out how to do 4 female voices, because I have to voice act this entire game by myself. So we'll see on how that turns out. Yeah, so let's get started. So, individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. Okay, let's do that. I'm already so nervous. Okay, so I wonder how many. Now I did have some really obnoxious, over-the-top name that I was gonna do that was gonna combine like so many different anime pro tags in here. But so I remember it was like Ichitoku. I mean, that combines Ichigo, a little bit of Naruto, I guess, Goku. I remember the name I thought of also had Natsu, Midoriya, and a couple others. But Ichitoku, that's combining yeah, Ichitoku. That's going to be my character's name. Okay, so I don't know who's talking, so hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. I'm going to just use my regular voice for this particular, for my character, I guess. Just, I don't know if there's going to be other male characters joining in there. I don't want to waste a voice. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because we've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I got tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. So, I'm going to use my June voice, I guess, but it's been a while since I've broken out my 999 voices, so bear with me for at least a little bit, because that was very scratchy. I have a water bottle next to me. There's probably going to be some coughing. Yeah, anyway. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop. Oh, that's me. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. And she sinks down a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be painful. Yeah. Oh, I missed the vocal range I was able to do a couple years ago. Hey, you say that you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Ichitoku! Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Ichitoku, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one way, one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. So basically me in real life. Huh? I was talking about how I was worried that you wouldn't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Whoa. My voice deflated there. I'm drinking a lot more water than I thought I would right now. Anyway. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in years because you're not used to the real world. Which, by the way, I just recently learned kind of what a NEET was. I actually just finished up Konosuba recently, and Aqua called, what's his name? Kazuma? Was that his name? Sato? She called him a NEET all the time, and I'm like, what is that? And then I think they... Yeah, anyway, yeah. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look into a few clubs that makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Alright, we're at school. Okay, so the school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Zero wants me to check out some clubs. Guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Alright, let me get ready. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into classroom while I was spacing out. I mean, it's completely empty. I look around and realize I'm not the only one left in the classroom. Well, I guess now she's in here, so you aren't the only one, but I don't know, kind of looking around. I'm sorry. I'm just making fun of graphic novel, visual novel type stuff. Some of it might be Game Grumps inspired, but that'll wear off after the first, hour, because, like I said, I decided I should probably play this game for myself. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you were just sitting here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Ugh. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement. Ugh. I'm sorry, everybody. If you want to know how this voice is supposed to sound, go watch my 999 series. But I think it's just, I need some time to warm up my voice a little bit. Honestly, I didn't do any vocal exercises before jumping in this, and I thought, hey, I'm going to just voice some female anime characters, and my voice is going to be fine without any warm-up at all. So, yeah, the first couple episodes might be a little rough. Anyway, know what? Well, you could try my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did this because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on. Sorry. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club. Jeez. I kind of told the club yesterday I was bringing a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. I'm not doing that. Don't make any promises you can't keep. Can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. Stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. That's a great line. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Okay. Here's where things are going to get fun. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you. Oh, I told you. Don't call me a new member. Glance around the room. All right. Girl 1. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Okay, she's gonna be a little bit easier. Okay, this one. I'm gonna have to use my Clover voice. I mean, small pink-haired girl. It's kind of required. So, it might start off sounding a little bit like Sayori's voice. I'm gonna try to, go a little bit higher pitched, though, but... Seriously? You got it, boy? Wow. Okay, I can still do it. Way to kill the atmosphere! And then... Ah, Ichitoku. Like, what a nice surprise. I'm going to give her Valley Girl just because I don't have a lot of girl voices. Like, welcome to the club. Uh-huh. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, just say it. Sorry. Natsuki. Girl with the sour attitude, who apparently is named Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. I guess that makes sense. I mean, she's kind of got my 90 voice, so she's kind of a nerd. So I guess that works. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's, like, totally right. It's, like, great to see you again, Ichitoku. I almost couldn't pronounce my own name. Monica smiles sweetly. I know the Valley Girl voice doesn't really fit her, but I gotta have something for all these characters. I don't know who's talking, if that's me or her. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica is probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come, sit down, Ichitoku. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them! I'll get them!
Sorry, I got a little too excited. And how about I make some tea as well? Wow, okay. Girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori because at least I know her. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. It's adorable. Whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears.
So cute!
I had no idea that you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Anyway, just only take one!
Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full. It's already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking at the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet, which is kind of good. I gave her an annoying voice. Can't help. Okay, she's waiting for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like I
Haven't heard this somewhere before.
made them for you or anything. Baka!
Ah! Oh no. Okay. I thought you technically did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe. But not for you dummy!
Aha, Baka! I knew it! Alright. Give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not it. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a good pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Well, make sure you feel totally at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's totally my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you leader of the debate club last year? Well, To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encouraged others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. I'm actually starting to get really good at Monika's voice here. Sayori is the one that still gives me problems, which is ironic because the reason why I gave Sayori and June that voice is because I thought that would be easier than the Clover Natsuki voice, And it seems more difficult to do like the quieter high pitch that's not entirely high pitch. It's like in some weird vocal range I can't really hit, but
Monika's a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could like totally put it that way, but not many people are very interested in putting all the effort into starting something brand new. Especially when it's something that, like, hasn't grabbed their attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm, like, confident that we can really grow this club, even before we, like, graduate. Like, alright, everyone?
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
You know it!
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why we're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. They were, not we were. Though, I still don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. And that's kind of true for real life. I would never have joined a literature club, and I mean, I didn't really join any clubs in high school, but I know I wouldn't have joined the literature club. Although, I suppose if I was surrounded by a bunch of cute girls, like, okay, I'll stick around. But, so, Ichitoku, what kind of things do you like to read? Sorry, that sounded more like Monika. Well, considering how little I've read these past few weeks, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. Manga, I guess? Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wanted to say something if she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Well, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Oh, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp it. Something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might think I'm... Yuri might as well be behaving, having a conversation with a rock. Really? Like, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? I guess you can say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
I hate horror!
Whoa, my voice cracked there, but I got it in the end.
Why is that? Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Hold on.
What? What gives you that idea?
You, like, left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting? It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! Give it back!
Whoa. Like, fine. Ugh, okay. I've already emptied most of this water bottle here. I'm about halfway on this water bottle because I have to keep...
Yeah, your poems, your cupcakes. Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. That's a little weird, but okay.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Yeah,
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them!
Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing just takes more confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you, have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can, set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers? I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Oh, I want to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Okay, I look quizzically at her.
Let's all, go home and, write our own poem. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Ichitoku?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at and, lose my train of thought. And,
I'm sorry, I thought...
Ichitoku.
You all, I'm defenseless against these girls. I'm supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this. That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey!
You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really did come for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed.
Then that, makes it official? Welcome, to the literature club?
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone, I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monika looks over at me one more time.
Ichitoku, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Ichitoku, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. So Yuri and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for her clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
Okay, and with that, I'm going to say that's the end of this episode. I forgot to set my timer, so this might be a little bit longer of an episode, but anyway, that seems like a good stopping point for right now. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to, the next episode, we're going to continue this, and we'll see on what the poem thing is all about. I mean, it was shortly after past this was when I decided I should probably start playing this game on my own. So probably after what would be considered the next episode would probably be entirely new to me. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed my horrible, horrible voice acting. But honestly, I feel that Ichitoku's voice, I feel like there was some genuine emotion there, so that was kind of exciting. I'm excited that I can actually still reach the high voices of Natsuki. I mean, it's still going to be my Clover voice, because, I mean, it was my Clover voice first, so it's still going to be my Clover voice. Yuri has the 90 voice, so that's interesting, but whatever. My Valley Girl voice was starting to get decent. Sayori, though, that one's still kind of rough. Anyway, like I said, I'll catch you guys next episode, and I'll I hope you guys are looking forward to more Doki Doki Literature Club.